So Kev, we're building up to your 200th game as Southend United head coach against Scunthorpe United. How proud are you to hit this milestone?
Yeah, I think, when I come back, it's almost 4 years now, so yeah, listen, as a manager, and it's as tough as the job is to get to 200 under the circumstances we had since we come to the club, delighted, of course, and so much water's gone under the bridge during that time. So proud that the work that's gone on, myself, Daz, Benno, all the staff that have been around us, John Steele, and everyone that's, even when I first come, the staff that were here, that have all left and moved on, I can't thank everyone enough who's helped, and that includes players as well. And, it's not lost on me the work that everyone's done, I've got to say, even though you're the manager and you're at the forefront of it, it doesn't go without backroom staff and everyone else. But yeah, absolutely delighted, and it's looking forward to the real positive future as well. Listen, you look back at the times we've had, and as tough as they were, they're enjoyable because the people you're with, and that goes for everyone at the football club, behind the scenes, everyone who's played a part, last year to come so close, was an incredible achievement. And the change obviously with the ownership coming in now, and things looking good all around the club, and it's important to remember that. And there's going to be ups and downs and bumps along the road like we've had, but we've always responded as a club, and we look forward to a bright future.
When looking at this upcoming game, it's been a short turnaround again to this game between Wednesday and Saturday, but it's a good opportunity to bounce back from the result in midweek, isn't it? Yeah,
of course, and we go through periods where there's the front end of the season is loaded with games, of course, and there's a quick turnaround, and we've had that already this season, so we're used to it, so it's not a problem. And the disappointing as we were the other night to not get anything, your focus goes straight to the game, because there isn't much in terms of training to do, because you recover and then you get out on the pitch again and prepare again. So yeah, it's quickly on to the next one, and get everyone ready to go.
Looking at the two teams, obviously we're unbeaten at home, and Scunthorpe are so far unbeaten across the league. It's a good test for both teams, isn't it?
It is, yeah. They've listened to be unbeaten. Brilliant from them coming up from the north, and real settled side, and really well organised, and a good game with Boreham Wood the other night as well. So they'll come in with plenty of confidence. But as you say, we're at home, and like games the other night, we're disappointed not to pick up points, but we get the reaction hopefully Saturday.
Perfect, thanks Kev.
Thank you.
Kevin, obviously a very short turnaround between Wednesday's game and Eastleigh coming into this one. What have been your without giving too much, what's been your areas of focus from that game?
Yeah, listen, I think it just shortens your time out, because you usually play a Tuesday night, but in the day after, recover, review the game, and then focus on Scunthorpe on Saturday, and doing things better than we did the other night, but listen, there's games, tight games like that, when you look at the opportunities that we had and we didn't take ours, they've taken two, and the result comes of that. Do we want to play better? Of course we do, and we want to play well in all games, but you can't, but you want to win, and that's the main thing, because we're here to win football matches.
Yeah, it's something that you've had lots of great build-up plays, just getting that last ball in, and then like you say, you talked about it in the post-match, just those chances taken more of them. It's something that you obviously want to change that trend of in games, but how do you go about doing that?
No, listen, I think the main thing is you get people in the right areas of the pitch. Listen, as I said, there's areas we want to improve. I think we know that, but listen, we're not doing too bad. We're okay. We've had a good start, but what we've got to do is we'll start to kick on, and make sure we keep picking up points. And when you have a blip like we did, you've got to respond properly. And we got the ball in plenty of good areas the other night, and it's making sure we got people between the posts at the right time, and the quality of ball going in as well.
Yeah. And that is a thing, isn't it? It was a defeat, but it's the second defeat in your first 10. So how much does it have to be put into the context of what's been done so far this season? Yeah,
of course, and that's our job. Is when we win games and you have a good start, we're not go too far the other way. You're consistent, because you review the game on its merit rather than just the result, of course, even though it is so important. But we've got to look at things we've done well, things we can do better, things to improve, of course. So yeah, listen, 2 in 10, we want 0 in 10, but of course that's that. But you can't change it. You move forward and you're on to the next one. And I would say the players trained brilliantly for the last couple of days, and really pleased with the response.
In the team news from Monday, you mentioned obviously Charlie Kender. You're waiting on an assessment of him. Have you heard any more?
Yeah, probably still a couple of weeks away in terms of being able to train with us and be ready to play. So it's just come back that there's a few fibres within his hamstring that have been damaged. So just waiting on that.
Yeah. If I may, just one more from obviously. Colin Dengendy in goal, obviously a couple of moments for him there. What's his response been like the last couple of days?
Yeah, good. Listen, that's the life of a keeper because he's made an unbelievable save in the first half and still a young keeper, plenty of experience. It happens unfortunately. And when you're the last line of defence, invariably it gets highlighted, but it's the same at the other end. We've had chances and, we've had real clear-cut ones that are as good as goals and so it works the other way, but listen, it's football, and you've got to deal with that as a keeper. That's part and parcel of it. And likely the other way is when you're trying to score goals and you don't take them. That's part and parcel.
Certainly. Now this Scunthorpe United side, one of the promoted sides coming up from the national, from the second tier, but they're one of the unbeaten teams. What do you put their strong start down to, based on what your analysis has shown from them?
No, really impressive start, and good manager. The team have taken that confidence from last year, of course, and they come through up from a tough league last year, but really well organised. They've got a couple of real dangers, with up the top end of the pitch, and some real good experience at the back. So listen, as with anyone coming to Roots Hall, they'll be prepared. I'm sure, and they'll have watched, but they've been really well organised throughout the games I've watched.
Yeah, I mean they've got two well scoring forwards at the moment as well. So where do you anticipate this challenge will be on the field? Yeah,
listen, I think with the forwards they've got, they've a threat. They score goals. Cal Roberts as well is a really good player that's been at the level and higher, of course. And how they brought in last year and has done ever so well. So they've got threats on the pitch, but since so have we, and we're at home, and we'd like to take the game to them, of course, and I'm sure they'll be looking at us as well.
And of course, Saturday marks an amazing milestone for yourself as well. Your 200th game coming up. It makes me think actually what your memories are of your first day coming in.
Yeah. Listen, long time ago. I remember it walking into boots and laces, and then of course, a period of the club that was a little bit difficult. And walking in with the staff and everyone, you could feel the apprehension and everything around the place. So it's important we come in and put a smile on everyone's face. And when you look from that moment to now, I think I always say the backroom staff can take a lot of credit, but myself as well, I think we've got to look back and go, listen, we can give ourselves, and we should do, because it's easier enough for people to knock you when you're down. And I think we've done an unbelievable job since walking into this football club as a staff and everyone around it.
Yeah, I mean, you said in your first interview, you said you wanted to put the club in the right direction, which I think, I suppose no one missed it ball bucket at that time. So would you ever have thought that Southend would have been on the journey you've been on up to this point?
No, I don't think you ever envisage it being quite the journey with the ups and downs we've had. But listen, if you want to go back and probably look at the stats since we've come in, that in terms of losses that were there at the club for the years before, what we've done now. The players we've had, the players that have gone on, that we've brought in, you can talk the likes of Sam Dalby, Matt Dennis, Harry Cardwell, all the forwards. We've had plenty of players that we brought in that from loan that have gone on to things. So we produced lots of players and gone on. We should have been playoffs, but it weren't for a 10-point deduction. We've got to within 10 minutes of getting out in the league. So everyone at the club should be proud of what's gone on, I think, during my period here. And we will take credit for that, but we want to improve all the time.
Yeah, I know you just touched on it. You want to carry on going in the right direction. What would that be defined by this season for you?
Continuous improvement all the time, every day. And I think we set targets, of course, but it's continuing to improve everything you do around the club. And I think that's, you look at where we're sat now compared to when we've done, all these interviews before. We've got a new training ground, you've got a media suite. So credit to everyone who's put that together. The training ground, I think if you look around the stadium as well, there's improvements happening everywhere. Sometimes success never looks like a straight line forward. There's bumps along the road. And I think what we've shown throughout my time here is that we always respond, and we keep going. And success nearly came very close last year. But we want to keep improving every minute that we're here working in every aspect of the football club.
And obviously Saturday, I'm sure you remarked it a great way. But when you're a coach, and obviously your focus is fully on the game, will you take a moment for yourself to sort of embrace that sort of being your 200th game, or will you just treat it like another day?
Yeah, I think it's the game. You're enthralled in the game, and I think that's, I'm sure we'll have a massive crowd in as well. And will it be 8,000 plus again that we've touched on nearly every game this season. Again, there's another improvement at the football club, but you're so enthralled in the game. I think it's hard to sit back and take it all in. I think fingers crossed you can win and you can look back and go, yeah, do you know what? And I'll do it with the staff. I'm sure we'll reflect at some stage, and you look at the attendances, the season tickets, commercials up, everything's up. The club's going the right way, and you're gonna have bumps along the road, but we'll get there.
I've got to ask you as well, another sport I know that is close to hard with the golf, Ryder Cup this weekend. Which way are you going?
I absolutely just started there, so we'll be glued to that, and I'll be on the sofa for the next couple of evenings, I believe. So yeah, looking forward to it. And listen, what an occasion and what a competition. It's enthralling right the way through.
I know you've got a golf day yourself coming up as part of your testimony.
Yeah, exactly. We got one on the October the 6th, so there's still one or two places left if anyone wants to take part in it. It should be brilliant. It should be a good occasion.
Do you have a chance to get out?
Not yet, no. I don't have much time, no. 3 kids, and difficult. My kids are getting into golf, which is brilliant now. So, looking forward to the golf day. It should be a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How's Gus?
Yeah, good. Managed to do some training today, which was good. So we just want to see how he reacts to that, and hopefully he'll be okay. But we'll have to probably leave that late.
Yeah, and it's a big positive again in the form of Andrew Dallas. He's got 5 in 5. I know he sort of come in after not much of a pre-season, but he's really sort of fit and firing now. He must be delighted with what he's shown. Yeah,
absolutely. I think I think it's quite well documented. Something we've known with Dallo for a little while, and I think it's important that he got his move to Barnsley, but we want to make him feel at home here, and he's enjoying his football again, and I think that helps when, especially with forwards, that they feel comfortable in surroundings, and I've been absolutely delighted with him and how he's settled in, and the goals he is starting to score, which we knew it'd take a little bit of time to get him up to full speed, and I think he's certainly shown what he's capable of. Yeah,
definitely. And with Nick Hayes is sort of breathing down to Colin's neck, how much of a difficult decision is that for you every week?
Yeah, listen, that's the competition, and what I would say is that I'm not overreactive on stuff, and everyone will get my support. That people make mistakes, but they never mean to make mistakes. And I have to say, it's been difficult for Hazy because he played so many games last year and done ever so well, and we made the decision to go with Colin at the start. But the way Hazy's trained and behaved and been a support mechanism for Colin as well, because I think it's very easy to be disappointed, but it's how you react and how you train, and I have to say he's been brilliant with Colin as well, so I'm delighted with him. And of course, we've called upon, we've got 2 very good keepers. Yeah,
and you made the subs a bit later the other day. Was that because you thought you were getting into the game and you were sort of thinking that it was going well? Yeah,
listen, I think we were going to do it before we scored, and obviously we scored, and where the momentum was with us, and sometimes subs can change that momentum for the wrong reasons, but we were on top, and it's just moments that in games change, and I think if you ask anyone at the game when we scored who do you think is going to win, they would have said us. So yeah.
And is there any update on Jack Stone?
Not right now, no.